In this video, we'll do a quick skim of the syllabus. You should read the whole thing carefully on your own. Okay, page 1, we have basic course information and instructor information, course description. Page 2, we have our 4 major course topics and the learning objectives associated with each topic. I'm not going to say a lot about the content of the course right here, though I'll say a little bit about it towards the end of the video when we look at the schedule. Page 3, information about Canvas, textbook, and communication. This course has a Canvas site. All of our course materials are in Canvas. All of the graded work for this course may be completed in Canvas or in class, as in you have the option. That means you can complete the work in Canvas while in class or outside of class. I highly recommend always coming to class, but you can do the work outside of class. There's no textbook for the course. Everything you need will be in Canvas. Communication, we're going to use Remind as our primary communication tool. I will send messages to you by Remind, and I prefer that you message me by Remind. Information for signing up for Remind is on the syllabus and on the Canvas homepage. I recommend that you sign up to receive push notifications. Other ways of communicating include email. I will respond to email. Zoom appointments, more on that in a moment. There will be a Q&A discussion forum on Canvas. That's a place where you can ask questions and get feedback. And there will be check-ins, more on that shortly. There is a full page of information about communication tools. If you click on it, this is what you'll see. Basic information, what we'll use Remind for and how to sign up for it, how you'll get class announcements, individual messages, how you can get help with the material beyond coming to class. That's a really good way to get help. What the Q&A discussion forum is, how to get a Zoom conference, and then I can't seem to scroll down for some reason, but there's an 8th category on what to do if you haven't received a response, and the answer is try again or try another way. Make sure that you get a hold of me if you need to. If you haven't received a response, something has gone wrong. Okay, page 4, we have Zoom video conferencing. I am happy to schedule one-on-one appointments outside of class. And if you want an outside of class one-on-one, we'll do it online with Zoom. You don't have to download anything. I'll send you a link. And also, Zoom has video chat, but we don't have to use webcams. I understand that that's not always convenient. There's also a whiteboard option and a screen share option, so we can definitely have a meeting even if you don't have your webcam available, but we can also do face-to-face discussions. Academic integrity and code of conduct information. There is an academic integrity information page that is specific to this course. If you click on that, this is what you will see. An official statement, the official MESA policy, some basic obvious standards, and then more specific informative stuff, like everything in this class will be open book, open notes. Here's what falls under this policy. Basically, everything except consulting a human being, that's obviously not a book or notes, or using any information you got in some illicit way. Everything else is allowed. Here's information about each assignment. So as I said, everything's open book, open notes. For homework, you can also work together with approved partners. If you come to class and you do homework in class, as we will sometimes do, anyone you work with in class is approved. Outside of class, you need to send me a message to let me know who you're working with if you work with somebody. For quizzes and final exam, You cannot work with anyone else at any time. Open notes, open book, fine, but no working with partners. And last but not least, some advice. So everything is open book, open notes, but I wouldn't count on that too much. Having access to knowledge is not the same thing as having it yourself, and very little in this class will require mere memorization and recall. You're going to need to develop the knowledge for yourself and the skills to answer questions, and open book and open notes isn't going to get you very far. Back to the syllabus. Accommodation of disability. If you have documented accommodation, please let me know as soon as possible. Even if you don't have documented accommodations, I can often accommodate you when reasonable, so don't hesitate to communicate with me. Evaluation. What are you expected to do and how will you be graded? As you can see, there are 4 major categories and one kind of muted one here. So this is your 1 extra credit opportunity for 2% of the grade will be a course eval at the end of the class. Beyond that, there's a final exam that's worth 1 quarter. There will be a number of quizzes, 9 of them a syllabus quiz, and then 8 regular quizzes. That's worth 42% of the grade. You will complete weekly homework assignments in Canvas. There will be 7 of those, each worth 40 points for 28% of the grade. And then the last 5% will be weekly check-ins. You can see how the points break down by assignment in this little chart here. Here's how letter grades are calculated. On page 6, we have information about each of those categories. So as I said, there will be 7 homework assignments, each worth 40 points. They will generally be divided into multiple parts. They're open book, open notes, no time limit. They don't need to be completed in one sitting. Anytime the questions are auto-graded, and many of them are, you'll have 3 attempts. For manually graded questions, you'll only have 1 attempt. There will be practice exercises in addition to the homework with complete solutions available. As a general rule, you should do more than the homework. You should definitely do the practice exercises beyond the homework to help you with the homework. There will be a number of quizzes. We will take quizzes in class. If you bring a laptop to class, you can take it in Canvas. Or you could take the quiz outside of class. If you do, you'll have 60 minutes. You'll have 60 minutes either way. There is a retake option. If you retake the quiz, it'll be a totally different quiz with different questions, similar format, different questions, and retakes will be taken in Canvas. Retakes are optional. There will be practice quizzes with solutions available for every quiz. There will be a final exam, and there will be weekly check-ins. Check-ins will generally be completed in class. If you're in class, you don't have to worry about this. This is just an easy task we'll do in class. If you are not in class and you didn't check in during class, you can do it in Canvas, and they're very quick, easy little responses that you'll say. Basically, how are you doing? What questions do you have? Do you have any feedback? There will be 7 opportunities to check in, each one worth 10 points, for a total of 50 points, which means that your lowest 2 will be dropped, or you can miss 2 without penalty. But ideally, you should complete them all. And extra credit. 1 extra credit course eval worth 20 points. On page 6, we have our late work policy. Late check-ins not accepted. If your check-in is late, you'll just be checking in for the next week. Homework and quizzes, no penalty if submitted within 1 week of their due date. Beyond that, generally not accepted, but feel free to communicate with me if you have a special circumstance. Warning, I recommend aiming for the target due date and then using that 1 week grace period. Just say you don't want to submit things on Tuesday nights, which is when homeworks will be due, but you have all day Wednesday. Fine, always submit it 1 day late. There's no problem with that. What you don't want to do is fall a week behind and always be rushing to be 1 week behind on the due date. So this is meant to give you wiggle room for your schedule, but don't use it to fall behind. Final exam, docked 25 days, or 25 points for each day late. Page 7, we have important dates. You should be aware of the dates for dropping and withdrawing. If you don't withdraw by the 19th, you will receive a grade in the course. On page 8, we have our course schedule. Here's how to read the schedule. You can see we have the 4 units from page 2. Each row here is a week. So this is week 1 Tuesday, week 1 Thursday. And these are units of material. So what this means is on the first day of class, we're going to cover 3 different units of material. Instead of completing unit 1 and then unit 2 and then unit 3 and then unit 4, we'll be working on different units at once. During the first week, this might feel a little overwhelming, but by week 2, when it starts to become clear how the different units relate to one another, and they start to integrate and work together, even though they are distinct enough to work on separately. As you start to see the connections, the working on 3 things at once won't feel so overwhelming, and you might even like it. Most students say they do by the end of the course. The reason we do it this way is, 1, for a 3-hour night class, working on just analyzing arguments, which is what we'll do in Unit 1, or just doing logic, which is what we'll do in Unit 2, is a lot. 3 hours of logic in the evening, not ideal. So instead, we'll switch topics each hour. The other thing that's nice about this is that it gives us more time to learn difficult topics. Instead of having to learn each topic in logic in like 1 to 2 weeks, you get to take your time and sort of let it sink in and practice a little bit at a time. So you'll learn it better this way. We'll have a cumulative final during week 8. Okay, page 9 is a schedule of when stuff is due. So syllabus quiz will be on the web, but every other quiz we'll take in class. So this says when you'll take it in class. If you don't take it in class, then this is the online due date for it. Homework will always be due in Canvas Tuesday nights. The homework due on Tuesday will be on material from week 1, and likewise each one. So it'll be the weeks before as material. Check-ins will generally be completed in class, but they'll be due on Tuesdays with the homework if you didn't get it in class. Here at the bottom of page 9, there's a little chart of what we will do in class versus what we'll do outside of class. The only thing you are required to do outside of class is the syllabus quiz, weekly homework, and quiz retakes and the course eval. Quiz retakes are optional. The course eval is a one-time thing at the end. The syllabus quiz is a one-time thing at the beginning. So really, the only thing that you have to do in Canvas is your weekly homework. And if this is a significant issue, feel free to communicate that with me and we can find some way to do non-Canvas homework, but you might like the Canvas homework because you get feedback right away with explanations and you get more than one attempt. So that's the only thing you'll do inside of Canvas that's required, but you can do anything in Canvas. You can also do quizzes, check-ins, and final exam in class, and while in class, you can complete them in Canvas, like on your own laptop or on paper, and we'll always do quizzes during the last hour of class. Finally, on the last 3 pages, we have a syllabus quiz. You will take a syllabus quiz in Canvas. Those questions are the same questions as the ones you see at the end of the actual copy of the syllabus. Okay, that completes our tour of the course syllabus.